welcome to Sports Focus. This is a very special Sports Focus. Mr. Civils, you know what we're going to talk about?
What's that?
We are going to talk about the first black starting quarterback in the NFL, celebrating Black History Month. Is almost over, but we're going to do it anyway. Yes.
Halfway there.
Yep, you're almost there. Just blink and it was almost there. First starting black quarterback. Now, let me ask you, who do you think, or do you have an idea of the first starting black quarterback in NFL history?
I can't think of his name, but I thought he played for Akron. I think it was.
Really? Marlin Briscoe, 1968, Denver? For the Denver Broncos. At that time, they was in the AFL. Oh, isn't that something? 1968. He had 1,589 yards, 14 touchdowns, and would you believe that's still a team record?
14 touchdowns?
14 touchdowns. Unbelievable. 1968. We're going to run down all of the 32 NFL teams. That was just one, but you're going to notice there's a few of these quarterbacks that played, and it started for multiple teams. So all 32 will be represented. All these guys will be put out there. Now, let's go with our local teams. Yes, the Giants. The New York Football Giants has been around for over 90 years. Guess who was their starting black quarterback?
First ever?
First ever!
You would think they would have did it a long time ago, but...
Wrong! It was Gino Platypus Smith.
Are you kidding me?
Yes!
You have got to be...
2017.
Are you kidding me?
Woo! I told you this was going to blow your head off. Woo!
Gino Smith?
Gino Smith. When they sat Eli, Gino Smith became, and the thing that got me the most is how real undercover it went and nobody said nothing about it.
Wow.
I was blown away that Gino Smith was the first starting black quarterback for the New York Football Giants, an organization that's been around since the NFL started. Whoa.
That's ridiculous.
Let's move on to another local team, our New England Patriots.
Yeah, we had that discussion.
Yes, Jacoby Brissett. It took until 2017 when Brady had his suspension and Garofalo happened to get hurt, so he got the start. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I'm floored about the Gino one. The Giants.
That's the one that gets me.
Yeah, that one gets me. Now, let's move on to the New York Football Jets, or they used to be the Titans back in the day. J.J. Jones. Now, some of these people are so back in the day and so obscure that I couldn't get a good, accurate picture of this man. But 1975, Mr. J.J. Jones debuted for the New York Jets.
Wow.
Had a card. A lot of them got cards that they don't even have a game picture of them.
Wow.
So that's the New York Jets. Now we have the Arizona Cardinals.
Which is one of the original teams.
Which was one of the original teams, but they had to wait for Jeff Blake to come around. This is one of those multiple people I talked about. 2003. Jeez. Yes. We also got Jeff Blake. He's been around a long time. He was the first one for the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, in 1994.
Whoa.
Yes, and we got Jeff Blake one more time for the New Orleans Saints in the year 2000. Yes, raise those eyebrows, raise them high. Wow. Now let's move on to another team that this quarterback has to be the most athletic out of all quarterbacks that probably ever played this game. And I'm only talking about Mr. Vick. That's right, Michael Vick for the Atlanta Falcons, 2001. Now, he was a special, besides the, dog killing.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was the man. We got the Baltimore Ravens and Tony Banks, 1999. We also got Tony Banks again with the Houston Texans in 2003. Didn't last long, but
No, he didn't.
he had a start. Now, this next gentleman has the honor of 3 teams. He was their first starting black quarterback. We got James Harris. Started for the Buffalo Bills back in 1969. And also Mr. Harris for the San Diego Chargers, as they was called, San Diego Chargers back then, in 77. And few years before, he was the starting quarterback for the Rams in 74. So they thought very highly of James Harris, apparently, because he kept him around, and he was a good player. And here's a little tidbit note that I just want to share with you and you. A lot of these quarterbacks on this list, when I was doing my research, started against the Cowboys. That's one right there.
Wow.
How about that? Now, let's move on to the Carolina Panthers. We have Rodney Peete, of course, 2002. And we have also Rodney Peete. He was drafted 1989. He looked so young.
Yeah, he do.
He was a rookie.
Yeah, love his wife.
I love Holly Robinson.
Love his wife.
That was unrehearsed, so you know it's real. You know it's real. We love some Holly Robinson Peete.
Holly Robinson Peete. Woo! 21 Jump Street.
Just holler at me if something happens to Holmes. I'll be there.
Tell
for
me about
you.
it.
For you.
Right here.
I'll be there for
Oh, wait a
you.
minute. I'm right here.
You see that? He had the thing on. So it's no valid. It's me. Let's move on to the Chicago Bears. This is a franchise that was one of the originals. Vince Evans in 1979. I bet y'all haven't heard that one in a while.
No, that's a new one on me.
We also have the Raiders. This gentleman played for the Oakland and Los Angeles. Vince Evans, again, you see the older looking, surly looking. He was a good player. He was a good player for the Raiders. Now, you mentioned before we got on, Cleveland Browns.
Right.
Dave Mays, back in 77.
Dave Mays.
Yes, Sipe was injured, and here comes Mr. Mays.
Dave Mays.
Yeah.
Dave Mays.
Yeah.
Willie, little brother?
Yep. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, you should know this one.
Jacksonville?
Jacksonville.
I don't know. I don't follow Jacksonville that time.
David Garrard, back in 02.
Geez.
Yeah, slipping on that one. Good player. He was a real good player. Beat Pittsburgh a few times. And speaking of Pittsburgh, who you got?
I said Cordell Stewart.
No, it was Joe Gilliam back in 72.
Whoa!
They brought it back, 72. That was that battle between Bradshaw. When Bradshaw, they was flaking on Bradshaw.
Right.
They didn't think Bradshaw can get it done, and he played well. And, things didn't work out. And Bradshaw, the rest is history. Love it.
Wow.
The Colts. Now, this is, I believe, Baltimore and Indianapolis. Yeah, that's like that. Josh Freeman in 2016.
Those names that I have forgotten about since forever.
I'm sure everybody forgot about Josh Freeman. Wow.
Jeez.
Now, this was the one that really was obscure and I didn't even know nothing about. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 1976. Now, this is a brother. Parnell Dickerson.
Look at the gold toothless.
Parnell Dickerson, 1976.
And you can tell it's a false. You can see the hook from the dead. Just go, dog. I hear you, Chief.
1976. Beautiful. We got the Miami Dolphins. Ray Lucas, 2002.
2002?
2002. This is another one that got me because this is one of the original teams, the Green Bay Packers. Seneca Wallace back in 2013.
Wow.
Now, Green Bay, Chicago Giants, and they all had them, I would say, within the last 10 years. How about that? How about that? Now, let's move on to my Dallas Cowboys. Reggie Collier, 1986. This is when Landry was the head coach. This is a USFL pitcher because that's the only one they had of him.
Wow.
They didn't have him in the game, but he did start in the game. Had an okay game. This was the start of their Landry's losing
Downfall.
season.
Yeah.
And, damn, maybe Hollywood do got it right. You know, put the brother in, things go wrong. I don't know. Jeez.
Wow.
All right, let's keep it moving with the San Francisco 49ers, Mr. Troy Smith in 2010. Remember him from Ohio State?
I remember him.
Yep. Let's get on to the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champion Eagles. Everybody should know this one. Randall Cunningham under Vic. He was special.
Yes, he was.
He was very special.
He was the first one to actually sit up there and was dodging and running like he'd have lost his mind.
But my favorite of the bunch is the Washington Redskins' first black starting quarterback, Doug Williams. Yes, Doug Williams. I was a Deadskin that day, Super Bowl 22. That was is Super Bowl 27, then Super Bowl 22. I love that game. Doug Williams. And Doug Williams is the only one on this list to win a Super Bowl. Of course, we have Russell Wilson. He won.
But he wasn't the first black starter.
But he wasn't the first for that team, which the honor goes to our four-time grand champion the most. We got the great Warren Moon. Yes, Kansas City Chiefs back in 2000. We got the Seattle Seahawks back in 97.
Whew.
Then let's take it all the way back when he was Houston Oilers / Tennessee Titans back in 84.
Yeah.
This is where he really made his
mark.
His mark with the Oilers. Houston, they shifted to Tennessee, but they're combined together.
Yeah, he's also the quarterback for that team that gave up all those points
to
Buffalo.
See, there you go again. See, Hollywood had it right? Put the black and things go wrong. Damn.
That was like, whoa.
Yes, 35-3. He was the quarterback who was up 35, and they happened to lose that great game. I was watching that game, and that was crazy. And the last team on this list is the Minnesota Vikings. 1994, Warren Moon. Yes, such a interesting list. And I'm shocked that it took a very long time for a lot of these teams to have. Now, they've been on the roster. They've had quarterbacks on the roster, but to actually start
them is a different story.
The Giants, shocking. Packers, shocking. Colts, I don't know what.
Yeah.
Because for years, they didn't have a quarterback. And for them to, that's crazy. It's amazing that, this is all currently within the last 10 years. And a lot of the AFL, they was the groundbreakers, and they took a shot, and they said, this kid, Marlin Briscoe, can play. And they put him out there.
Crazy.
And folks, thank you once again for joining us, and I hope you got some knowledge on that. Whew.
Yeah,
I know for Sandy that she didn't like that one to do all the stuff, but thank you, Sandy, for taking the time and effort and putting in all the information. And folks,